Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Hi everyone, I'm Kyle Wood, and today we're going to be learning all about tacos. But before we get into the facts, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell fact from fiction. Consider this. When we think of tacos, many of us picture a variety of ingredients in a hard, crunchy shell. It's an image that serves as a shorthand symbol for Mexican food, but some say that crispy, U-shaped hard-shell taco that's so popular was actually not invented in Mexico, but created by the founder of Taco Bell in America back in the 1950s. What do you think? Did Glenn Bell revolutionize the Mexican food industry by creating this mass-produced crunchy corn shell? We'll find out at the end of the episode. Now for your word of the day. Our word for today is nixtamalization. That's Nixtamalization. Nixtamalization is a crucial process in the creation of authentic corn tortillas. Nixtamalization refers to the preparation of maize or corn in an alkaline solution, typically lime water, before it's washed and ground into dough known as masa. This chemical process softens the tough outer hull of the corn kernels, making them easier to grind and significantly improving the flavor and aroma of the final product. Without this essential step, the corn dough would not bind together properly, and your taco shells would just crumble apart in your hands. The word nixtamalization comes from the Nahuatl language spoken by the Aztecs and other Mesoamerican cultures. It's a combination of nextli, meaning ashes, and tamale, meaning unformed corn dough. The ancient process was developed as early as 1500 BCE when indigenous peoples discovered that cooking corn with wood ashes released vital nutrients. Specifically, nixtamalization makes niacin, or vitamin B3, available for the human body to absorb, a nutritional breakthrough that prevented widespread deficiency diseases in civilizations heavily reliant on a corn-based diet. Time for your daily high five, our top 5 fun facts about tacos. Number 1. The original tacos were not food at all, but rather small charges of gunpowder used to excavate silver in the 18th century Mexico. Long before it became a popular culinary delight, the term taco was used by Mexican silver miners to describe the paper-wrapped explosives they used to blast rock. These workers would take small pieces of paper, wrap them tightly around a pinch of gunpowder, and insert them into the holes carved into the rock face. The miners and food vendors serving them started calling the cuisine we know today tacos de minero, or miners' tacos, because of the resemblance between these tightly rolled paper explosives and the folded tortillas filled with meat. When the silver mines started to decline, many of these miners migrated to Mexico City, bringing their preferred street food along with them. As Mexico City industrialized in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, this portable and affordable food became a staple for the growing urban working class. Food carts began to pop up across the city to feed the bustling population, cementing the tacos place in Mexican culture. It's just amazing to think how the name taco started off referring to a dangerous explosive, but evolved into a delicious meal. And as a dad, I feel obliged to make some sort of a joke about how anyone who's been to a Taco Bell bathroom probably knows the taco hasn't moved too far from those explosive origins. And number 2. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station harvested space-grown chili peppers to create the ultimate orbital taco. In late 2021, NASA astronauts successfully cultivated hatch chili peppers in a specialized plant habitat aboard the International Space Station. This botanical experiment was part of a larger initiative to figure out how to sustain astronauts with fresh produce during long-duration missions to Mars and beyond. Growing peppers in microgravity presented unique challenges, requiring precise environmental controls to ensure the plants could thrive without the Earth's natural pull. After a record-breaking 137 days of careful cultivation, the crew finally harvested the surprisingly spicy peppers. To celebrate this monumental agricultural achievement, astronaut Megan MacArthur assembled what she dubbed, quote, the best space tacos yet. She combined the freshly chopped space peppers with fajita beef, rehydrated tomatoes, and artichokes, wrapping it all securely inside a standard spaceflight tortilla. As I've mentioned in previous episodes, tortillas have long been a staple of the space station because they don't produce floating crumbs that could damage sensitive equipment like traditional bread might. But this taco was more than just a nice meal. It was a significant milestone for space exploration, proving that complex and flavorful crops can indeed be grown in microgravity. So you might say the space taco was one small bite for a person, but one giant leap forward in making sustainable, long-term space travel a reality. Number 3. The city of Querétaro, Mexico, created a taco over 300 feet long. In November of 2019, hundreds of volunteers gathered in the central Mexican city to construct an absolutely massive carnitas taco. The ambitious project required 3,322 pounds of pork, which was slow roasted to perfection in the traditional style. They also used 2,646 pounds of specially made tortillas to encase the meat. The entire assembly process took hours of careful coordination to ensure the taco didn't break anywhere along the massive length. Guinness World Record officials were present on site to carefully measure the final product, which spanned 335 feet. Once the official measurements were recorded, the colossal taco was cut into manageable portions and served to roughly 15,000 spectators. The massive community gathering was meant to celebrate the region's culinary pride and expertise in making carnitas. The area is known for its 7 different varieties of pork carnitas. Number 4. The beloved El Pastor taco was shaped by Lebanese immigrants who arrived in Mexico in the early 20th century. Between the late 1800s and 1930s, a wave of immigrants from the Ottoman Empire, primarily from what is now Lebanon, settled in central Mexico. These immigrants brought with them their traditional method of roasting lamb on a vertical, rotating spit to make shawarma. Mexican locals soon adopted this vertical roasting technique known as trompo, but swapped the lamb for locally available pork. They also replaced the traditional Middle Eastern spices with a vibrant marinade made from dried chiles, achiote, and local herbs. The name El Pastor, which translates to "in the style of the shepherd," is a direct nod to the original lamb herding roots of the Lebanese immigrants. Today, the pork typically has a piece of pineapple on top of the spit, which tenderizes the meat as its juices drip down during the cooking process. Slices of the pork and roasted pineapple are then carved and served on a small corn tortilla for a perfect balance of savory and sweet. And our 5th and final fun fact for today: Americans eat over 4.5 billion tacos annually, but that's nothing compared to Mexico. Now, 4.5 billion is a lot of tacos. I mean, to put that in perspective, if you laid them end to end, that would be enough tacos to stretch to the moon and back. But as you might expect, Mexican cuisine is even more popular in Mexico. It's estimated that Mexico City alone eats around 30 million tacos every day, which adds up to almost 11 billion annually just in the capital city. With over 115,000 taquerias officially recognized and estimates as high as 1.6 million taco vendors, including informal stalls, tacos are vital to the health of the economy as well as the dinner table. And surprisingly enough, after Mexico, the Scandinavian country of Norway is widely considered the second highest consumer of tacos per capita in the entire world. In the 1990s, Norwegians adopted taco fredag, or Taco Friday, which quickly became a weekend tradition for many families. Today, an overwhelming majority of the Norwegian population gathers around the dinner table to share a taco meal every single week. Now for some news you can use. When you're building the perfect taco at home, a secret to success lies in understanding a bit of food science and layering and temperature contrasts. To prevent your tortillas from becoming soggy and tearing, you should always start by creating a barrier between the wet ingredients and the shell. A great little hack is to lay down your foundational layer with shredded cheese directly on the warm tortilla before adding any hot protein. The residual heat from the meat will melt the cheese beneath it, creating a delicious, waterproof seal that protects the structural integrity of the tortilla. But making a great taco is more than just making sure it doesn't fall apart. A truly exceptional taco has a careful balance of fat, acid, and crunch. Once you have your savory, rich meat in place, you need bright, acidic ingredients to cut through the fat and wake up your palate. A squeeze of fresh lime juice and a spoonful of raw, diced white onions mixed with cilantro provides essential acidic and aromatic contrasts. And finally, the moment you've been waiting for. At the beginning of the episode, I asked, did Glenn Bell, the founder of Taco Bell, actually invent the mass-produced U-shaped hard taco shells in the 1950s? This one's a fallacy. Glenn Bell certainly popularized the hard shell on a massive commercial scale, but he didn't invent it. Mexican-American entrepreneurs were frying tortillas in U-shapes long before Taco Bell existed. In fact, a New York restaurateur named Juvencio Maldonado filed a patent for a U-shaped taco frying basket in 1950, several years before Bell ever opened his first taco stand. The hard shell was a practical innovation developed within the Mexican-American community to increase the shelf life of tortillas and drastically speed up kitchen prep times. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about tacos with me today, and be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.